Hi guys, welcome to another video. Are bags ever an investment? Will you ever make money on your bags? Are they ever worth the price? What do you consider to be an investment? Let's unravel all of this. So on the back of all the price increases we have just seen in Louis Vuitton, in Dior, in Chanel, even in Hermes and others across the board as well, the prices of some bags are now crazy. They have gone through the roof. So are bags ever going to be an investment? How do we even define an investment? So let's start with that. Are any of these bags ever worth it? And why do you buy a bag? Do you buy it so it is an investment, so you think you will make money on it, or you think you will get your money back on it, or is that never a consideration for you? So what is an investment to you? An investment in my book, being an accountant, is something that brings a return on your money. So it brings more than you've put in. I'm going to talk about how hard it is to sell, even if you had one of those investment pieces. How do you sell it? Where do you sell it? How do you do it without any risk or any of those horror stories that you've heard? And how do you do it without giving somebody else a ton of commission, which negates your gain in the first place? So let's unravel a few of these things. So I believe there are only a couple of bags that would be classed as true investments, and that's probably the Birkins and Kellys. They're the bags that are so hard to get because of the system at Hermes, that if you are lucky enough, like I am, to get one of these items, yes, a brand new one of those, you can walk out a store and you will make money on your bag, but you would need to know how to sell it, where to sell it, make sure somebody isn't taking too much commission for selling it. If you're selling it yourself, you've got the risk of handing your item over, getting the money in and all of that, so it's not stress-free. I also think you've got another category of bags that there has been so many price increases that if you bought your bag a little while ago, then the time value of money in effect and all the price increases does mean that the resale value of yours will go up sort of in line with that. So it's not an investment. However, something like the classic flap, let's just grab the Chanel classic flap. This is the jumbo in the caviar leather with the silver hardware. Now this has gone up so much, it's more than doubled in the last 6 or 7 years, I believe, and therefore this now, to buy this brand new, if you can get your hands on one, is in the region of £10,000. Obviously I didn't pay anything like that for mine all those years ago, so I paid around about £4,500 for this. So this, in this condition, which is pretty perfect apart from a little bit of rubbing inside on the burgundy leather, this should command a decent amount of money, because a new one of these is 10,000. So yeah, I'm not going to get in the region of 10,000 for a pre-loved one, but yeah, I may be able to get my money back on this, something like that. So it's probably, I don't know, I've never tried to sell this and I never would, but would this be worth in the region of £4,500, sort of half of the price of a new one for the exact same thing, just one that happens to be 6 years old? Possibly. So it means I probably can get my money back. It's certainly not an investment. I won't make a lot of money on it, if anything, but I can get out of it. And that's what I always think. I can get my money back out of this should I want to, or should I need to. But that doesn't make it an investment, does it? But what it does is give me a little bit of comfort that there is some value in it should I wish to sell it. So for me, there's a massive difference between something that's actual investment and something that still has a value, even if it is not the amount that you paid for it. It's at least you can sell it for, it has some worth. It has some, even if you technically lose money on it, if you in your brain have decided that that money's gone because it was spent a long time ago, then anything you get back for it is sort of a bonus. So that's the category if you look at something like the classic flap at Chanel. Now if you look at some of the Dior bags, now Dior are notorious for not holding their value, anything like Chanel bags do, and I don't understand exactly why, because Dior quality wise are absolutely stunning and it's a beautiful brand. Part of it is maybe that there seems to be a decent supply of these bags, so they are readily available most of the time. I know they're trying to change that with like the 9522 bag. They're trying to, you know, make it a little bit more exclusive. However, the Lady Dior's are, yeah, I've never had a problem seeing them in store or trying one on or even buying one or two. So it may be supply, and they have an outlet at Bicester Village, which blows my mind in terms of a luxury brand like Dior. Now the Lady Dior's I don't think ever go into the outlet, but some of the bags do, and I'm sure the Dior Armour did, and like the Dior Ever. So sometimes when they launch a new bag, there's a little niggle that goes, will that be in the outlet soon? So maybe that does affect the value of Dior bags. I'm not entirely sure. However, yeah, Dior bags are never, for me, an investment. They'll never will be, even the limited edition ones and everything else. Now, I don't sell a lot of bags, as you know. I've never bought a pre-loved bag. I've sold 4 bags in my whole handbag journey, if you like. I sold a Fendi Peekaboo years ago. I then sold my Dior small book tote that then became the medium size, and I got an okay price for that. I lost money, but I only lost maybe a couple of £100, so I thought I did okay on that when it was pristine. I hadn't used it. And then I've recently sold my Dior Lady Dior in cloud blue, and I think I got a reasonable offer from Bagista for that. However, yeah, it wasn't a good price. It wasn't, but I think it was a fair price in the market that we're in for Dior bags. So I'm not saying it was a terrible price from Bagista. I just think Lady Dior's do not hold their value. So yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? That bag is now, I think for the medium, I think the £5,300, and I got in the region of 2,000 for mine. And yeah, mine was quite a few years old, but it was excellent condition and all the rest of it. I'd hardly used it. So yeah, they don't hold the value. They just don't. The Chanel Trendy is the other bag that I sold recently, and again, I think I got in the region of about 3,600 for that, I think, something like that. And that bag was about 4,000, I think I paid for it. So I can't remember exactly, but I lost maybe about £400 or £500 on that, which isn't great, is it? However, yeah, to me, to buy that bag now, I think they're £5,800 or £5,700, and for one that was pretty much pristine. It had a tiny couple of signs of wear and tear, but it was in excellent condition. A beautiful grey bag, a sought after colour. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I got round about 3,600 for it. So somebody has got a bargain there, haven't they? So it just shows on the bags that I've sold, if I've lost only a little bit of money, I feel like I've got a good deal. So none of them are investments, are they? They're just not. And we also have to remember, with my accountant's head on, we have to remember that if you are selling these bags to a consignment store or a reseller, a company, they have their profit to make. They have their taxes to think about, the VAT to think about, and all the rest of it. So where you think, oh, I paid this for it, I should get this for it, or they're going to give me this amount for it and they'll put it on their website and resell it for X amount, they're making £1,000 on my bag. They're not. They're making, that's their gross their gross profit, if you like. Off that has to come, all their overheads, and all proportion of their overheads. They have to pay the tax. There's a VAT element to think about. So they don't make as much money as you think they're making. However, I'm not saying that they're not making money. Of course they are. They're a business and they're in it to make money. So you're up against that all the time. Your alternative is to try and sell these bags yourself to a friend, or I could sell mine through this channel maybe, but then it brings other risks that, yeah, you might get a better price because you're not paying commission and all the rest of it, but what the resellers do for you is take the hassle and the worry and the risk out of everything. They're the intermediary, and they handle all of the sale, they handle the money, everything else. So if I was to sell to somebody that I don't know, I'd be scared to let go of my bag in case, who knows, I've heard horror stories about fakes being returned to people, and you can't prove that wasn't your bag. Or I don't know, somebody could say that it didn't arrive, and you've got all of those hassles. And also for the person buying from you, they don't know you, so you are asking for them to part with money before you let the bag go. It's very, very difficult. So yeah, either way, you end up losing money. You just do. So if most bags, other than the absolutely sold out, silly, hard to get limited edition bags, like the certain Chanel bags that still are commanding crazy amounts of money, like for example, I would love a mini rectangular Chanel bag in caviar. I would only have caviar now. That is my limit. I am not having lambskin ever again. Famous last words. However, for me to get a caviar mini rectangle, I think I'd be paying over £5,000 for a pre-loved one, because Chanel don't make them anymore. There's an odd limited edition seasonal piece that's not exactly the classic one, but the classic mini rectangular bag only comes in lambskin from the store now. So they stopped doing it quite a few years ago. So to get one in good condition on the pre-loved market, you're paying an absolute premium. And you're paying a premium because you can't get them, and then the resellers obviously want their cut of it. So there are bags like that more than hold their value, and everybody wants their piece of the pie too. But other than those bags and like the Hermes bags that are just impossible to get, it's still, none of these are an investment. So why do we buy bags if we know that we are going to lose money? Well, most of us, if you're anything like me, I never ever buy a bag in order to sell it. I buy a bag because I love them. I want to wear it, I want to use it. All of my bags get used. There's nothing in my collection that I keep pristine in a box and keep it as an investment and hope that I can sell it in the future. That has never entered my head. The only time that it does enter my head about the potential resale value of something is if it's super expensive and I think, oh, that's such a lot of money for me to part with. And I think, well, it gives me a little bit of comfort to know that if I had to sell, I could, and that would at least allow me to get some money out of these items. So it's never for investment purposes or for money making purposes. It's only ever a little bit of a consideration, thinking, well, I'm trying to be a little bit more savvy with the items that I buy, and that's it. The rest of the time it is buy what you love. You know, all of these bags, the Birkin 25, I would get at least my money back on that one. The Constance, again, Hermes bag, I would at least get my money back on that one, I am pretty sure. I think the Capucines mini in the ostrich, I probably would be okay, because that's a limited edition one. It's an exotic and it's very sought after in that colour. I'm just showing you the ones that are around me. The Monogram, no, I would lose money on that because they are still available on the website. Nobody's going to pay you for something that they can buy in store at the normal price. They have had a price increase since I bought this one, very minimal. So yeah, I would lose lots on that one, I believe. The Petite Mal, I think I would lose some money. It would not do two bags. I think they're still quite sought after, but again, you can buy them in store still in that exact combination, so that's definitely not an investment. The Chanel wallet on chain, I would at least get my money back on that one now, because I've had it so long that I paid about £1,400 for that. a long time ago, about maybe 8 or 9 years ago. So if you think now, that would be over £3,000, I believe, 2,000 something, going up to £3,000, if you can even find one in stock, because that's in caviar as well. So for one, even though it's used and I've loved it and it's not pristine, I think I would at least get my money back on that one. The Chanel 19 in denim down here, I do think I will get my money back on that one, because again, it's a very sought after limited edition one. So I do try and be savvy, but I'm also very, very aware that I'm saying I might get my money back or thereabouts. I don't think any of them would make money other than maybe the Birkin 25, possibly the Constance. The one that I would have lost a ton of money, if you can see up there, that is my Capucines, and it's the Capucines MM. And so I decided that was a bit of a mistake. I was going to sell it. I'm not now, I've changed my mind. I was going to sell it. That bag, if you were to walk in store, they don't do that exact one anymore, but that size, that's got an exotic handle, so it was more for that. In the Gallet colour, which is very neutral and very sought after. If you were to buy something like that one in store today, they are round about £6,000. So they're so expensive, gone up so much more since I bought that. I think I paid about 3,500 for that. So you would think that if they are now 6,000, and that is absolutely pristine, there's not one mark on it, because I don't even think I've used it once, maybe once. I could not sell that. I could not sell it. I had it on a consignment store. They didn't get any offers for it whatsoever. I got a crazy low offer from a different reseller, which was, they offered me £1,400 buyout. Another, I won't mention who they are, another one wouldn't give me a buyout price but offered to put it on their website to see. No, I just couldn't sell it. So I did leave it on consignment for a little while. Nobody bought it, and then I decided I was keeping it, because I will not let it go for that amount of money. I will keep it. So so I wasn't very savvy with that one. However, I'm keeping it now. So the moral of this story is, if you are wanting to buy a bag as a full investment, don't. You're going to be very disappointed, because it is so hard to sell these bags. It's hassly with resellers, it's hassly without resellers. You've got a lot of risks, and there's a lot going on. It is very, very difficult to sell. You've got commission to pay, all the rest of it, and it's very, very difficult. So it's never an investment. Buy the bags because you love them, you want to use them, and that's it. There's certain ones that you know, like me, be savvy enough to think, if I needed to get some money out of some of these, I could. And that's as far as it goes. It's as far as it goes. So let me know, guys, what you think. Have you got any bags that you consider to be an investment and that you've actually made or will make a lot of money on? So let me know. Other than that, I'll see you on another one.